They just disappeared. They had tanks, they had artillery, they had everything. They just snuck out one by one. That's how it happened.
And as you realized that the Iraqi army had disintegrated in Kirkuk, in your province, and that the ISIS insurgents were very close by, did you then call for Kurdish reinforcements to come and protect this area?
Well, the first thing we did is we moved our forces. We had Kurdish forces here. We had our police still intact. Actually, they are still intact in the city and around it. Together with the Peshmerga that we had, we moved them forward. We reinforced that position. And yes, we did ask for some additional forces to have backup in case something happens and they needed a backup.
And what was your fear? What were you trying to prevent?
Well, really the first thing was to reassure the people so they won't be panic and flight from the city, because that has happened before. We made sure our vital places are protected and secure. The gas, northern oil, the electrical grid. We even declared a curfew from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's still in force.
Dr. Karim, you sound very calm today. Can you give us a sense of what daily life is like in Kirkuk now?
Actually, it is calm. It's most people are going by their work. The offices are open. We got water, we got electricity, we got kerosene, gasoline. We got all of those things.
We heard President Obama today talk about taking a few days to figure out any potential U.S. military action. Would you support U.S. airstrikes now in Iraq?
Airstrikes could be necessary in some places, but you have to remember these people are in the cities, among the population and all that. I think we just have to look for their heads and get rid of those. A blanket airstrike, I think, probably will not be very productive.
You're talking about targeted attacks on the leaders of the movement as opposed to airstrikes on their positions?
I'm sure they will think the best way to do that, but obviously a targeted attack probably will do more good, and they cannot use collateral damage. The terrorists cannot as an excuse for more animosity towards the United States.
Do you think, Dr. Karim, that Iraq is headed toward a full-bore sectarian war? Maybe is there already. We're seeing calls for Shiite militias to take up arms again, Sunni insurgents, as we say, headed toward Baghdad. What do you see shaping up?
It's a very dangerous situation. It's very critical. And there is true danger of full sectarian war.
And if that happens, what happens with the Kurds?
I think if that happens, I think Iraq will disintegrate, and the Kurds have every right to declare their own future to protect their people.
That's Dr. Najmuldeen Karim. He is the governor of Kirkuk province in Iraq. Dr. Karim, thank you.
Thank you. And now a story of superstitions on this Friday the 13th, especially for those who have paraskevi decatriophobia. In World Cup action today, Mexico beat Cameroon 1-0. The Netherlands beat the defending champion Spain 5-1. Yesterday, Brazil won its match against Croatia 3-1. Everybody wants their team to win, and there are many rituals that fans say they use to make that happen. NPR's Lourdes Garcia Navarro reports now from Sao Paulo.
From the Andes in Peru, where this shaman told Reuters that according to his prognostications, Brazil will win the World Cup. To here in Brazil, where this candomblé priestess made her prediction to a local TV station after communing with the spirit gods. She says Brazil is going to do well and can be among the best, but unfortunately, Xangô, our deity, doesn't show that victory to Brazil will come in this World Cup, she says. Everyone wants to figure out who will win the world's largest soccer tournament, and many fans have their own rituals to ensure that their team soars to victory. At a samba school where Brazilian fans were watching the match yesterday, many of them talked of their own private superstitions. Pedro Reza is 29. When asked if he has any habits, he at first denied it.
No, I don't have traditions. I just watch. I don't have a superstition, something like that. I don't have.
But then he admitted,
I watch all the time, all the games with the same T-shirt in the same place in my sofa. Yes. And I have the same beer.
And when we ask why he does it, he gives a long explanation about Brazilian culture and emulating soccer stars. And then he stops and says,
I don't know how to explain this for you or why to explain, because I just do, you know? I don't know why I do, but I just do this.
Michel Sergio Ferreira is 48.
Eu tenho uma bandeira que eu carrego desde que o Brasil foi campeão.
He says, I have a flag that I wrap myself in, that I've owned since Brazil won the World Cup in 1994 in the final against Italy. I always wear it when Brazil plays in the World Cup. At no other time, he says strictly. He says, it's my World Cup talisman. We contacted Marcelo Barreto, a sportscaster with Brazil's biggest network, Global, to see what the journalists there do. They should be too jaded to put any stock in rituals, but he told us everyone there believes that they have to sit in the same chair for every match and stay there, no matter what call of nature they may feel.
If someone needs to rise, go somewhere, people get desperate. You can't leave your place. Something wrong will happen if you leave your place.
The superstitions are even practiced by the highest in the land. Dilma Rousseff, Brazil's president, has confessed that she knocks on wood before the match, crosses her fingers throughout the whole 90 minutes, and in the really tense moments, must